You know that feeling where your brain just feels completely fried, right?
Yeah.
Like you've been online for ages and you're not just tired, you feel kind of emotionally wrung out. It's pretty common these days, right?
Absolutely. We're just swimming in this constant digital stream, and it definitely affects how we feel
Hmm.
tangibly.
Well, today we're going to tackle that head on. We're doing a deep dive into episode 6 of Diedrich Burns' podcast, Digital EQ Reimagined.
Hmm.
This one's called Reset Tools, Science-Backed Ways to Reclaim Your Emotional Sovereignty. And our goal really is pretty straightforward. We want to pull out those practical, science-backed tools and strategies he talks about.
Stuff you can actually use.
Exactly. Stuff you can use like right away to get a better handle on your emotions when you're dealing with all the digital noise. It's about moving from just knowing there's a problem to actually, doing something.
And this episode is great because it hits on those things we all kind of struggle with,
Yeah.
like doom scrolling
Oh,
or getting totally hijacked emotionally by something online, and just that general feeling of being kind of hooked. Digital dependency.
right. And the big message, the really cool thing, is about empowerment. It's saying, hey, we're not just stuck here reacting. We can actually do something.
We have agency.
Yeah. So this deep dive, it's about finding those concrete steps to take back some control. So let's dig in. Burns really pushes this idea of shifting from just thinking about it to building resilience.
Yeah, he calls it moving from reflection to resilience. Like understanding the problem is one thing, and that's important, but the real power comes from having these tools, these actual methods to manage your emotions when things get intense online.
Okay, so let's break down some of those habits he mentions, the ones that leave us feeling so drained. First one, and yeah, I think we can all relate, doom scrolling.
Uh-huh. It's almost automatic sometimes, isn't
Yeah.
it? Burns describes it perfectly. He calls it doom scrolling, that endless compulsive scrolling through negative news or social feeds.
That drags your mood down with each swipe.
Oh, I know that feeling. Right. You know the feeling. You intend to check one thing, and suddenly an hour has passed.
And you're more anxious or drained than when you started. Yup,
Yeah.
been there. It's like this addictive thing, hunting for bad news.
It really taps into our negativity bias, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Our brains just get kind of stuck.
Totally. It just ramps up the anxiety, the helplessness. And then there's that other thing, that sudden overwhelm from something online. He calls it emotional hijacking.
Yeah, those moments when something you see online triggers you. Could be anything, right?
Right.
Maybe a shocking headline, an upsetting post, or even an inflammatory comment.
Mm.
And before you know it, your rational mind has taken a back seat.
Like 0 to 60.
Exactly. Your heart races, your anger or fear spikes, and it feels like your emotions are running the show instead of you. It just shows how fast things can escalate online, sometimes totally bypassing our logical thinking.
That instant reaction, before you even think. And Burns makes a really, really crucial point here. He says, in fact, our digital platforms are often designed to keep us hooked. So it's no wonder we get caught in these loops. It's not just us lacking willpower. The tech itself is built to grab and keep our attention, often hitting us right in the feels.
Exactly. And just knowing that, acknowledging the design, helps you approach it differently. It's less about believing yourself and more about understanding the environment you're in.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
And that understanding sets the stage for using these reset tools he talks about.
Right, the tools. And he stresses, these aren't some complicated things. You don't need special gear. He actually says, no, you don't need candles, monks, or a meditation app to use them.
Which is great. They're simple, science-backed stuff anyone can do.
Okay, first one. The 4-7-8 breathing reset.
Ah, this one's fascinating. It works directly on your nervous system. So you breathe in quietly through your nose, count of 4.
Okay.
Hold it for a count of 7.
7. Okay.
Then breathe out slowly, like really slowly, through your mouth for 8 counts.
8 counts out. Got it.
And Burns explains, why does this work? That long exhale tells your vag nerve, hey, we're safe.
The vagus nerve, right?
Yeah, it drops your heart rate, quiets your stress response, and helps you come back to center. That long exhale is the magic trick, basically. It kicks in the rest and digest system.
Wow. It sounds so simple, but it makes sense it would have a real effect. Okay, another one. The 5-4-3-2-1 grounding sensory check-in.
This is brilliant for pulling yourself back to the present moment, especially if your head's spinning from like too much news or scrolling.
Right.
You just name 5 things you can see.
Okay.
Then 4 things you can actually feel, like touch.
3
3 things you can hear. 2 things you can smell. And finally, one thing you can taste.
So using all your senses.
Exactly. It forces your brain to focus on your immediate surroundings, breaking that anxious thought cycle. Super useful after getting sucked into the news vortex.
It's like hitting a pause button on the internal chaos. He also mentions a cold water reset. Sounds a bit intense.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it can be a shock. But it uses this cool physiological thing called the dive reflex.
The dive reflex.
Yeah, just splashing cold water on your face or even putting like an ice pack on your neck or chest.
Okay.
It triggers this reflex, like your body thinks it's going underwater, and it automatically slows your heart rate down, brings on calm pretty quickly. It's a fast way to dial down that stress response when it spikes.
Huh. Our bodies have these built-in tricks.
Huh?
Okay, then there's progressive muscle release.
Right. This one's about tension and release. You deliberately tense up a muscle group, say, make a fist really tight.
Okay.
Hold it for a few seconds, and then consciously let it go, noticing the feeling of release.
Mm-hmm.
Burns says, that cycle of tensing and releasing sends signals to your brain that it's okay to calm down.
So you're physically telling your brain to chill out.
It's simple body wisdom, and it works.
Yeah.
You can do it with your fists, shoulders, even scrunching up your face, then relaxing. It helps release that physical tension where we often hold stress.
Like giving your body explicit permission to let go. Okay, he also brings up EFT tapping.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of acknowledges this might seem a bit out there for some folks.
Yeah, emotional freedom techniques. It might look a bit unusual, but there's growing interest in it. Basically, you tap on specific points, acupressure points on your face and body.
While saying something.
Yeah. While saying how you feel and adding an acceptance phrase, like his example, even though I feel overwhelmed, I accept myself. You say that while tapping through the points.
Okay.
The theory is this combo, the tapping, plus voicing the feeling, helps calm the amygdala. That's the brain's fear center. And it might help lower cortisol, the stress hormone.
So you acknowledge the feeling, but use the physical tapping to soothe the body's reaction. Interesting. And the last quick reset he mentions is super simple. 1-minute mindfulness.
Yeah, this is just about intentionally taking back your attention, even for 60 seconds. Put the phone down. Maybe close your eyes. Just focus on your breath or the sounds around you.
Just a minute.
Just a minute. It's a little reminder that you get to choose where your focus goes, that you can find a bit of quiet without needing some big production.
Okay, those are some really useful, like, in-the-moment fixes. But he also talks about longer-term stuff, right?
Yeah.
Things he calls personal rituals as anchors.
Exactly. These are more like proactive habits.
Yeah.
Things you build in to create a healthier relationship with tech and protect your emotional space over time. First one, digital curfews.
Setting those evening boundaries with devices. I liked his quote on this. Giving myself that digital curfew is like saying my peace matters more than my pings.
That's powerful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is consciously choosing rest and mental quiet over that constant digital buzz before bed, giving your brain a chance to actually wind down.
Makes sense. You need that buffer. He also talks about closing ceremonies. Sounds fancy, but it's not really.
No, not at all. It's just having a deliberate little ritual to end the day. Could be super simple, lighting a candle, maybe putting on a specific song, or just sitting in silence for a moment.
What's the point of that?
He says it signals to your body and mind that we're done consuming, that we've made it through the scroll, that the rest of the night belongs to rest, not reaction. It's drawing a line.
Ah, okay. Marking the transition from on to off.
Exactly. Then there's the morning one, the digital EQ reboot. A morning mood check.
Yeah, this one really struck me. So simple, but potentially huge. Before grabbing the phone, just taking like 30 seconds to check in. How do I want to feel today? And what do I need to do or not do to protect that feeling?
Right. And his example is great. If I say, I want peace, I already know I'm not opening email first.
Yeah.
If I want clarity, I know TikTok's got to wait. It puts you in the driver's seat from the very start.
It's a tiny ritual, but it reminds me that I set the tone, not the timeline. Love that. You decide, not the algorithm.
It's all about starting the day with intention, aligning your actions with how you want to feel, instead of just reacting to whatever pops up first online. Kind of like emotional self-care first thing.
And he's clear, right? It's not like you have to do all these things. It's about experimenting.
Totally. He says it's not about doing everything. It's about finding what works for you. Not every tool will land. And that's okay. Try them. Mix and match. Build your own playlists of emotional resets. It has to work for you. That personalization is where the real power comes in.
Makes sense. Okay, so near the end, he digs a bit deeper, moves beyond just managing attention, and talks about the potential for actual digital dependency, and this idea of borrowed dopamine.
Yeah, this is really getting to the root of it, connecting our scrolling and checking habits to our brain's reward system. He explains that when you're stuck in consumption scrolling, chasing likes checking the feed, your dopamine is borrowed.
Borrowed dopamine.
Like, it's triggered by something outside of you. It spikes fast. It crashes even faster.
Oof,
And when it fades, you're left empty, reaching for the next hit. It's that endless chase for external validation, those little digital pats on the back, that leaves you feeling hollow.
Like running on a treadmill chasing likes. And it just never feels like enough. It's not sustainable. But then he contrasts that, right, with a different kind of dopamine.
Yes. The dopamine from creation, from expression, he puts it beautifully. But when you create something, even something small, a voice memo, a journal entry, a playlist, a message from the heart,
Okay.
the dopamine hits different because it came from within.
Ah, from inside you, not outside.
Exactly.
Right.
It's not about validation. It's about expression. It doesn't spike and vanish. It stays. It holds you. It heals you because it's yours. It's a massive shift from just taking things in to putting something out.
So basically, getting emotionally sovereign online means switching gears from just consuming and seeking approval to actively expressing yourself, creating something.
Spot on. Burns wraps it up saying, that's the shift. It's not extraction. Nope. It's expression. And that, my friends, that's the beginning of emotional sovereignty.
Finding satisfaction from within, not just chasing it from the screen.
Wow. Okay, so if we boil down this whole deep dive into Dietrich Burns' episode, the main thing is you have the power. You, listening right now, you can reclaim your emotional space online. Yeah, it's not about ditching tech entirely. It's about using it smarter, more intentionally, using these practical tools, these science-backed resets, and building those personal rituals.
And it's a journey, right? He says that. It takes practice.
Definitely. Emotional sovereignty isn't like a switch you flip. It's ongoing work, takes effort. But the more you practice these things, the more aware you become, the better you get at navigating it all without losing yourself. It gets easier.
So maybe something to think about today is this. What's one small thing you could create or express digitally, something to get that different kind of dopamine? Maybe it's just sending a really thoughtful voice note instead of a quick text, or writing down a few thoughts, making that playlist you mentioned.
Yeah, anything that shifts you from just consuming to actually creating or connecting authentically, finding those little ways to express yourself that feel good, that feel yours.
Right. Well, let's end with those powerful words from Dietrich Burns himself. Stay emotionally sovereign, stay digitally smart, and remember, stronger emotions, not stronger algorithms.
Great reminder. Our own awareness, our own inner strength, that's what really matters in this digital world.